All right, everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Apsalar on Games. Today's episode is about one of my favorite games, Morrowind, Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, and it's just going to be a short episode. This is a game that I first played on the original Xbox, which I kept alive for years past a natural end using a soldering iron and a dream. It was a dark time in my own life, Atlanta, in the 2000s. I was working 60 to 80 hours a week, tending bar, barely pulling in enough to pay for my studio apartment, my cats, my phone, my food, an occasional Xbox or PS2 game used, and enough booze to suppress my as yet undiagnosed mental illness. I would get home to my studio apartment in the wee hours of morning and play Morrowind, often falling asleep on my couch with my controller in hand. It wasn't the story of the game exactly, though the story is not bad. It's great. My life was so painful at the time, and I felt so little control over my own circumstances until I entered Morrowind. 3 central characteristics made the game so perfect for my needs. And I'm gonna talk about each one a little bit. And of course, you may have noticed that the video is not on the original Xbox. This is playing in 2018 and 2019 on a gaming laptop with a few mods, mostly the Tamriel Reborn plugins, and there are a few little clips of Elder Scrolls Online in here. Might get edited out too. Anyway, so 3 central characteristics. First, the player-guided, emergent, pseudo-sandbox nature of the game's narrative. I can go anywhere and attempt anything, ignore or engage the main plot however and whenever I see fit. I remember little about that storyline the first time, and I kept playing my character for hundreds of hours after the completion of the main storyline. Because in Morrowind, I had agency over my choices, and I improved at the things I chose to do. That's one of the things I've always loved about the Elder Scrolls role-playing mechanic, the sort of organic growth, the idea that the things that your character does are the things that your character gets better at, and you can take it any direction you want. So when I felt unable to change my own world, or myself, IRL, so to speak, when I felt unfit for my own goals and dreams, this aspect of Morrowind grew profound, became deeply important to me. The second thing, the enormous and diverse cast of characters in this game. So many scripted characters going about their own business for their own reasons. So many stories to be told by the many individuals, so many books to be found and read in the world. These are, of course, aspects of many of the Elder Scrolls games, one of the things that they are famous for. But Morrowind in particular, to me, felt populated by real people, so to speak. The characters have simple tales that illustrate the vicissitudes and the banality and the struggle of everyday life in Balmora or Vivek City or La Ode, or, as a thief or a fisherman. This is a world in which everyone toils through their labors day after day, whether a hero comes or not. I saw my life through the lens of this toil, and I was comforted. The third thing about Morrowind that really always speaks to me is the sheer alienness of the world building. This is not your typical whitewashed messianic fantasy of a hero's journey set in an idealized medieval Europe. This is Morrowind and only Morrowind. The Elder Scrolls have returned to a more mainstream fantasy vision, and I believe they are weaker games for it. Every step taken in the game was a journey of discovery of new and stranger wonders, and I was in love with each new one. What better place to find solace from our world than in a world so alien to my expectations? When I catch that music in my head, and I get that thrill through my brain, that wash of emotions from an immensely upsetting time and the comfort it gave me, I reflect on Morrowind with a sense of deep gratitude for the role it played in my life. In fact, the experience profoundly affected the way I understand and interact with video games, elevating the process of playing them from experiencing a recreational narrative to an important literary medium, and even a beloved and faithful friend, which is what brings me to what I am today, pursuing my passion with video games. Thank you. If any of these are topics that you would like me to make more videos on, or you would like me to go into all three in more detail, please comment, ask me any questions. I'm willing to talk about what you want to hear about. Thanks for listening. This is Apsalar 54.